when I was researching batting, one of the things I really liked coming across was the email that Dravid sent to KP. And I read it at the time, right? And I was interested in it at the time. But when I went back and reread it, there was a couple of things that sort of really stood out to me. I think the first one was that when we listen to commentators, they generally, even if they're a former player, they dumb it down. It's one of the reasons that former players aren't always great commentators is they don't know how to actually tell people what is happening in the middle because a lot of it is subconscious. And also, when they talk amongst themselves, they talk very differently, right? And when they commentate, I think they're trained to sort of bring it down, which means that we don't always learn something. And sometimes some commentators are absolutely pointless, right? They can never communicate anything to us. And you read that email between Rahul Dravid and KP, and there's stuff about the hovering foot and, all these other little shibboleths and everything and bat path and when your foot should come down and when the bat comes through and all these different things. And you're like, oh my God, this is how really advanced batters talk to other really advanced batters, right? Like there's no dumbing it down or anything. It's so high tech and interesting and jargony and everything else. And, not everyone who watches cricket broadcasts are like, want to care about all that sort of stuff. But for those of us who do, I just wish that sort of stuff would come through more in commentary. And it's a great email to read if you haven't.